Welcome everybody to Rocket Podcast. All you diseased motherfuckers out there, all you germy germs, just sitting around being germy, spreading that coronavirus from your butthole leakage. Gross. Thank you all for tuning in. It's Thursday, time for another Rocket Podcast. You guys can always reach me at rocketpodcast@gmail.com or on any of the social media bullshits. Rocket Podcast is brought to you by Blackbird Tattoo and Piercing, 300 South State, Clearfield, Utah. Go there and get tattooed and pierced. Also, Anti-All Forever. Go to spikesandhatestoreenvy.com and buy some shit. You motherfuckers. Diseases. They're just spreading like wildfire. We're all gonna fucking die. Yeah. Yep. Coronavirus. It's gonna end it all. This is the end. Beautiful friend. The end. I don't know. Someone said that once. I don't remember who. Some hippie, probably. Here's Scepter and Crown.
Space,
Yeah, man, that was a cool fucking song. I like that part where the bass, it's just the bass, the drum, and the vocals. But then they finish big with some face melting riffs. That was Scepter and Crown. The song is called Boss Cult. If you don't know how to spell cult, the proper way to spell cult, the KVLT, then I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. You know who doesn't know how to do that? Fucking racist, Odinist fucking poser pussies that want to get on social media and talk shit to me because my wife is a Latina. Yeah, man. That's who spells cult, C-U-L-T. That or someone that's just like writing a term paper or something. But yeah, man. I woke up this morning to some asshole stealing my profile picture of me and Mrs. Joe, who is a Latina, so it's Mrs. Jose. And fucking posting it, talking about I'm a race traitor and all this shit. Man, fuck you, you fucking pussy. Odin would call you a bitch to your face. And then he'd probably fuck your woman in front of you. That's some cuck shit, dude, to fucking blame someone with your problems because they have a different skin color than you. Rise above, bitch. People need to rise the fuck above. Because you look at a bunch of like fucking like fat, morbidly obese, toothless fucking scooter riding white people riding around in a fucking Walmart looking for the big bag of fucking Pringles or Doritos or wherever the fuck it is. Yeah, man. That's your kindred right there. If you're gonna just base it off of skin color and like a successful like MMA fighter, like lawyer, or a successful businessman who's running his own company or running his own business, making real moves, and because his last name is Latin or he had a Latin, he's a Latin guy or a black guy or whatever, you're going to dismiss that person, but you're going to accept the big fat fuck. Your ancestors would have eaten the fat guy. So, yeah, man, that's some fucking pussy shit, dude. Look at the person, look at what the person's doing. If the person's a piece of shit, don't matter the skin color. Piece of shit's still a piece of shit. Yeah, it's like poop, right? A piece of shit is a piece of shit, no matter, like, what color it comes out. And, whenever you eat weird things, sometimes it's a different color, right? But people with merit, people that are worth something, that have actual value, that are doing something with their lives, that's gold, right? So gold is still gold, right? No matter if it's white gold or, the traditional gold, That's just, sorry, man. I had to get off on a little fucking tangent about that bullshit. It kind of pissed me off today. Because people in my life, I have a black uncle, I got a Latin wife, my kids are half Latin. They still have their European heritage too, from my side, from Ireland and Finland. But that shit don't even really matter, dude. It's merit. If you're basing off skin color, you're a fucking idiot. You might as well base it off of eye color. Excuse me. Had to have a sip of my Frosty Sam Jackson. Anyway, man. Yeah. Put your merit where your mouth is. Put your mouth where your merit is. I don't know, man. I think you know what I'm trying to say, though. Fuck that pussy shit. And I don't even fucking like using the word racist. I don't like the word racist. I don't like the word racist because it's like bottom rung. And like, it's bottom rung name calling that you see pussies and leftists and like liberals and, the fucking, all the little progressives do. They name call. They do the racist name calls. Because if something doesn't go right with them, it's because of racism. And no, that's bullshit too. Just because a person is black and you're black doesn't make him your fucking brother. Look at how many black people are killed by other black people in Chicago every weekend, right? It's more than coronavirus. So, no matter which way you're flipping it, dude, skin color don't make you brothers or, not brothers, right? It's about who you make oaths to, who you live your life by, supporting, and I think you should support those that support you. And don't start shit when there is no shit to be started, you know what I mean? Don't start shit. You could handle shit and settle it and finish it if it needs to, but don't go around fucking going into someone else's wheelhouse, throwing fucking rocks and shit and acting like you're a badass. Especially over fucking Facebook. What kind of bitch shit is this? Anyway, I'm gonna get off that subject because it pisses me off. But, yeah, man. Fucking, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying. So, yeah, fucking pisses me off. You know what doesn't piss me off? Some good heavy metal. Holy cow. That was Arnaut Pavle. I don't know, man. I don't know how to say words. I don't know how to say all these fucking foreign ass words. Arnaut, Arnaut, Pavle, Pavle. The song was True Power from Below, like the power of your balls. Because a man only has two things: his word and his balls, and he don't break them for nobody. Okay? That was Scarface. He was a Latino too. He was from Cuba. Oh, coño, easy, man. Take it easy. So we're all gonna die, I guess, from this coronavirus. Goddamn, man. The fucking NHL, the rest of the NHL season's getting canceled. They're postponed or whatever. The NBA season, which I don't really care about because I don't care about basketball. The fucking school in my city is closing down tomorrow because of it. Like, that's going to do anything. It's not even affecting kids. The Arnold got canceled. I don't know if any of you guys saw that that video that Andy Lewis from Norse Fitness, a company I love supporting because they make great products and they're great people. Anyway, they were on their way to go to the Arnold, and the fucking Arnold got canceled. And I was talking to one of my brothers in my kin, and he's got a body like a what is it, like a Mr. Utah thing coming up that he's competing for. And I'm wondering if that's going to get canceled too. I didn't even think about that till we were just talking. And he has that coming up. There's a lot of fucking weird shit going on, man. Just like this coronavirus. And I haven't done much research on it. Mostly because what I'm about to share is just my opinion. But the shit started coming out and getting weird out of China, right? A small village in China. And this year, there's been a lot of back and forth between China and America with the tariff situation. Trump's asking them to pay their fair share, not taxing certain things and taxing other things, and, not the things that export, we get taxed, and things that get imported, we also get taxed. So it seems unfair for us to be paying out both ends on imports and exports, right? Pick one and fucking stick with it. Don't focus on both ends. We're not fucking, what's her name? Ashley Gray. So when all that started happening, and then this disease comes out from a small village in China, something about bat blood. Now I know that in Cambodia and Thailand, they will like as a ritual drink a half shot of glass of bat blood. And I'm not really familiar with what the ritual is, but I think it's just something to be like, prove your fucking manhood, prove you got balls. So you'll drink this bat blood, this half shot of bat blood. So if a disease developed similar to Kuru, which comes from eating other people, particularly the brain matter, develops in Southeast Asia, and China were to discover it, it's easily spread. It's not super deadly, right? But it spreads like a motherfucker. I could be carrying it right now and not know. If you could use a disease and weaponize it, send it to a country that's pissing you off, like one that's asking you to pay both out of both ends on import-export situation with tariffs. And talks aren't going good. Negotiations aren't going all that well about it. Send them a disease or a virus in the form of, it came out of here. We don't know how it started, but, now you guys have it, right? Weaponizing a virus. This isn't something new to the world's population, right? If people from a different village or a different kingdom were pissing you off, they're not, they're supposed to pay you a tax in grain or something like that, and they're not making do, and you don't have the troops to send in there to fight them, right, to defeat them, because one, it'll take way too much damage out of your own people, or two, you think they would whoop you in a fight. So what do? You don't want this slight to be unanswered, so you want to weaken them. You take whatever persons in your city or village have, symptoms of plague or leprosy, and send them in there, because no one really looks at poor people all that closely anyway. Most of the time, working people and higher ups do their best to avoid them. So, another example is, what was done to the Native Americans with the whole diseased blankets and stuff, right? People that had tuberculosis or whatever, their blankets were given, after they died, the blankets were given to the Native Americans instead of burned. And even the Native Americans had a kind of a form of doing this, where they would take an animal carcass and let it rot for a while, right? And then they would put it in a pool of water that looks like it's fresh water, like good drinking water for you or your horse or what have you. You start drinking the water and you don't know there's a corpse in there with disease and virus and germs and all these things mixing in with the water. So when you drink it, you either get really sick and sometimes you die. Anthrax is a form of weaponized disease. I think World War I saw examples of that. I think Mengele fucked with some disease. Where was he? He was at Auschwitz, right? Anyway, my point is that my theory is that this is a weaponized disease. They want to hurt us, Americans, Chinese government. Not the Chinese people, because the Chinese people don't fucking want this either. They're going to be affected too. But if you look at history and the way that China as a country fights wars, they don't always have the best technology. What they do is they throw a lot of fucking bodies at the enemy, because they have the bodies to spare. They have a lot of people there, right? Most of the, I don't know what the world's population is, but most of them are fucking Chinese. China and India both have huge populations. So they can spare a village, and they can spare some people. If this can be a weapon that could be used against the U.S. To punish us for the whole tariff situation, the tax and tariff situation that wasn't going so well for him. So this is a theory. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has this theory. It's just convenient that, it came out right around the time where negotiations for the Chinese and the tariffs and all that shit, it didn't seem like it was coming to like a very reasonable discourse or a reasonable end that would benefit both sides, right? I mean, it's convenient that fucking Jeffrey Epstein just happened to kill himself, right? So, this is my theory. It's a weapon. It's a weapon being used against the U.S. I don't have proof of it. I just have a theory. I base my theory off of things that have happened in history. It's been done before. It will be done again. Perhaps this is the main front of modern warfare. It's not boots on the ground and airplanes in the sky with missiles and guns. It's doctors and disease and virus. Because you can weaken a population that way without causing a complete onslaught of murder, because they still want us around, like seeing from their perspective, they still want us around to buy their shit. We buy all their stuff. But they want to punish us. So that's why they sent the coronavirus here. And it's not even just here, it's everywhere, but this is the country, because this is the country that has a lot of power and a lot of money. That's who is hurting. And then after us, who has power and money? China, right? But they're not going to hurt their own people in the higher echelon of government or what have you. Just the lower poor people who are, expendable anyway. So, yeah, man. That's my fucking theory, dude. So, I don't know. Email me at rockuppodcast@gmail.com. Let me hear your theory. What do you think? What do you think it is, and where do you think it came from, and what do you think is going to be done about it? Damn right. Prelude to War by Verwulf Tyrant. That's a buddy of mine who is very passionate about raw, unoverproduced black metal, and yeah, man, he's out there fucking it up, and hopefully he's got some new shit coming out pretty soon. I hope so. I know he's always working on it, always working on his art and that sort of thing. So yeah, much love to him. So while I was on the subject of the whole coronavirus thing, I did fail to mention that what was it, Monday or Tuesday? I think it was Monday. I was listening to Mark Bell's podcast, Power Project podcast, something like that. Not to be confused with Pressure Project by Master Chimp, which is also another great podcast in its own right. But yeah, Mark Bell's podcast. If you just look up Mark Bell, it's like Power Project, something like that. I don't know. You'll find it. Just do a fucking Google search, right? Anyway, they were discussing the coronavirus and things that seem to be preventative measures for it. And two of them, well, one of them was vitamin D. The vitamin D supplement. People who take vitamin D supplement, it's like somehow it's like a deterrent. Also, natural vitamin D. So like getting outside, hiking, walking, jogging, it's getting warmer out, so maybe take a little bit more advantage of the warmer weather coming our way. I think that's a good rule of thumb anyway. It's just get outside and get it in nature and, get active and do stuff with your body so you don't, even if you are in like that danger zone age group of like 60 plus, you're not laying dormant. And if you do have a disease that you're easily contracted to or contracting, that your body has a strong immune system that it can fight against it. Don't sit around laying dormant and not doing shit. Get your blood flowing, get exercise and all that stuff. My mom is, I think she's 62, something like that, but she walks to a little senior center that she volunteers at. She doesn't look 62. She looks like she's still like, I think she still looks like she's in like her late 40s, early 50s. But she walks 3 miles to work to a little senior center that she just volunteers at because she's retired and she'll get bored. So I don't think she's at a high risk, but maybe some of the people that are stuck inside because they're, I don't know, they have a handicap or something like that. So they're a bit more susceptible to this disease getting really, really bad for them. Now, from what I'm hearing is that like it feels like a really, really shitty cold, like a really bad cold, right? And then within a week or two, it goes away, unless you're already sick and in like a vulnerable situation medically, especially if you're over the age of 60. That's who it's killing. And it's not like even increasing our child mortality rate because it's not really affecting kids all that much. They can carry it and spread it, but it's not affecting them all that much. At least not, as far as like dying from it. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, the months are getting warmer. I think as the seasons in the U.S. get warmer, I haven't recorded any of this. Oh, yeah, I have. What the fuck's going on with my goddamn... Holy shit, dude. The weirdest fucking thing just happened. Sitting here talking, I'm just looking at my time, see how much time I got left. And, like, the clock was stuck. but then it jumped. What the fuck's going on? What is this? Can you hear me? Where am I? Huh. I don't know what the fuck's going on with my phone. Not my phone. This laptop. Anyway, what I was saying. Get outside, get active, But I'm always saying that shit. I'm always telling people to do that. Are you listening? Is anyone listening to what I'm telling them? The great advice that I give you, is it being wasted on deaf ears? I sure hope not. That'll make me look really silly. Even sillier than this podcast that I'm wondering just paused on me and then started up again. So, I don't know, man. I gotta go to work today. I don't need to hear a bunch of your shit. I need to hear about your problems. Stupid fucking coronavirus. Canceling the fucking hockey season. St. Patrick's Day parade. Which I like because part of my family's Irish. And my wife's Catholic. So it's more important to me just from like a heritage standpoint than it is for like a Catholic standpoint. But overall, it's kind of just something fun to do with the kids. Go out and see the horses and, I don't know, build cars and all that stuff. And it's just fun to do as a family, a fun family activity. And now it's canceled, And the hockey season, it's fucking canceled. Can't watch my hockey. Can't watch my Bruins. I'm not happy about that. Not happy about that at all. It figures that it would end with some fucking disease. Uh-oh, am I getting cryptic? Am I talking about the end? Is this the end? Beautiful friend? The end? My only friend? Of our elaborate plans? Alright, I'll stop quoting Jim Morrison. Sorry. Weird. But it seems like fitting, right? Another kind of theory of mine is I think that the Earth has means of controlling, minimizing overpopulation. A couple years ago, I remember the National Geographic had a big front page monthly magazine thing going on when we hit 7 billion people. And now we're closing in on 10 billion people on the earth. And we can't sustain it. We can't sustain the shit. We can't sustain the people, the amount of people and resources being used up daily on this earth. I think we could if we did things smarter, Like, why isn't there a generator on the roof of every building in every major city? Like a swamp cooler that just sucks in pollution and puts out fucking, clean oxygen. It doesn't seem like that hard of a device to conjure up. When you think about how many, like, air filters and things there are that exist in cars and, heating and air fucking systems, air duct systems and shit. But there isn't. We don't have those. I think it would make a dent. I think it'd make a pretty good sized dent. But we don't have them. They don't exist. Not in the aspect, not in, the size in which I'm talking about. I don't know. Catch me on part 2, kids.